Guys, deluded. Thank you very much for watching me and tuning back in, man. YouTube's Lucas Torreira. Obviously, with this Premier League week finished, or in regards to all the matches I've watched is finished, to my knowledge, yeah, we might as well have stars and duds of the week. Where obviously I pick my best performers, stars, and then duds, obviously the poor performers. So yeah, we've seen a lot. Watford got 4 wins from 4 now. Terrific turnaround against Spurs. I mean, I've seen Arsenal win an away game. I've seen Spurs lose. I was hoping United would lose as well, but you can't have too much in it. Obviously, it's banter people, but it is what it is. It's been a decent weekend by Arsenal standards. So yeah, so if you're West Ham, if you're a couple other teams, you're quite stressed about the result. If you're Brighton and Watford, you're kind of relieved. To be honest, coming from losing positions to claw stuff back, and things like that. If you're Bournemouth, you might feel slightly hard done by, for example. And if you're Arsenal, you're actually relieved as well, Carl. It was peak for us for a minute, but yeah, man. Let's crack on with the stars first and foremost. Stars, I'm a bit torn between the keepers, to be fair, man. I'm going to go with Patricio, purely because I went to Wolves versus West Ham, and I think Fabianski could have actually been here as well. In fact, I might even go with Fabianski, but what makes me want to go with Rui, because I saw a couple big saves from him. He made some big saves, and obviously towards the end, you saw Adama snatch 3 points. If he never made some of these saves, same way João Moutinho actually could have been in my team, for example, because he does things that aren't seen necessarily on TV. I feel I have to hail him up. Do you know what? I'm going to go with Fabianski because I believe he's probably the one, Diop as well, the only two West Ham players that can leave that pitch feeling actually hard done by, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with Fabianski. He's quite short for a keeper as well, man, but Fabianski in goal. Left back, there's a couple, man. If I had to, I want to go with Luke Shaw. I felt he had a good performance against Burnley. Alonso obviously had a hand in a couple of goals at Chelsea. But I'm going to go with Watford's Holebas. He put in 2 crosses and 2 goals with the result of them. So I'm going to go with Holebas. In midfield, in the centre half, I'm going to go with Joe Gomez of Liverpool. And I'm going to go with Diop of West Ham. I think he's got potential to be a very good centre half. Probably need to see a bit more on the ball from him. Probably a bit panicky in that aspect. But he was very good. He was putting a foot in. He was mopping up. He definitely didn't deserve to lose, but life is harsh. So Gomez and Diop, Holebas at left back. We all saw the goal Walker scored. Walker's got to be here for that banger. I mean, Arsenal fans, we were very shameless. We knew the truth. We knew Walker was better than Bellerin, yet still we peddled that one. I mean, they're not even in the same. They're class apart for me. They're definitely in different brackets at this moment in time. But I'm gonna go with Walker and Holebas, like I said. So that's the back 5. Midfield, I've wrote down Maddison. Another one I felt was hard done by. Had a good game for Leicester. Obviously made the one mistake not tracking his man. I'm going to go with Seri of Fulham. Another week, another showcase of his talents. In the 10 row, unusually, I'm going to go with Marnie. And up front, Glenn Murray, I mean, he's 34, 35 years of age, putting a committed performance. He had a hand in a couple of the goals as well. Lacazette, best player on the pitch at Arsenal versus Cardiff. Goal and an assist, he has to be here. I'm torn between Lukaku and Mitrovic, people. I won't lie to you. I'm going to give it to Lukaku. In fact, I'm going to give it to Mitrovic, to be honest with you. Lukaku had a chance to get your hat-trick. You went round the keeper, messed it up. Pogba's the penalty taker, but you're alpha male in this thing. If you're idle Jogba, do you know how hard? I remember one time Lampard just about managed to take the penalty. Jogba was not trying to allow it. You can't let that happen, man. So it was a great performance, but I'm gonna give it to Mitrovic, man, because I can't let that one slide. So to recap, we've got Patricio in goal. We've got Holebas at left back. Right back, we've obviously got Walker. Diop of West Ham and Liverpool's Joe Gomez in midfield. We've got Seri, Maddison and Mane in the 10 row to complete the midfield. I meant to say defence before. I just said midfield for the second time. Sorry, people. Up front, veteran in Glenn Murray, Lacazette and Mitrovic. We have to give a special shout out to Balbuena. He's not got much with it. Like another one, nothing to do, no ability really with a football at his feet, but putting some good tackles. I think Ozil and Torreira need a mention. Aubameyang for finally getting off the goal sheet, Arsenal perspective. Alexis Sanchez had a good game. Yarmolenko, I felt when he came off the bench for West Ham, he was trying to make things happen. Pedro, Hazard, Calvert-Lewin and obviously Raheem Sterling have got to be here too. So that's the stars. Now on to the duds. Now there was a couple keepers, but I'm going to go with Peter Cech, man. He made a couple saves, but it was a woeful performance, and this is the closest he's probably been to being dropped. If he survives the drop after the international break and still in the side, then Unai must love him, because, again, I don't like getting at Cech because he's a model professional, but he weren't at the races today. It was a poor performance, to say the least. Looked unsure of commanding his line. His nervousness was playing out the back, spreading to other players. So Cech. Ryan Fredericks at right back, he did nothing for West Ham. Going forward, woeful. First touch, woeful. Throw-ins, woeful. Passing in danger. getting caught. All of them were woeful, not just to dig him out, but I felt being a fullback like myself, I was an extra bias towards that position. So Fredericks is going to be here. Dunk and Lascelles both made mistakes for their respective clubs, so they've got to be here. Sacco, I don't feel he had the best of games for Palace, so he's going to fill in at left back. In midfield, Snodgrass, out of this whole team, is probably the worst performer I've seen. Snodgrass, he has techers, but he's got no ability. Like, he's got all the tech, but what does he do? Like, all he does is moan and shout, and he's meant to be on the wings, come inside. In fact, it was deep on Fredericks, because Fredericks was getting ripped, but same way he weren't really getting supported. So he was woeful, man. If it wouldn't be Snodgrass, it probably would have been Wilshere. But I'm going to put Snodgrass. I think Spurs' Dembele needs to be here too. I'm going to put Felipe Anderson of West Ham as well. He has all the ability, but he weren't doing nothing. Like, I was at that game. Like, he wasn't trying to, bar the occasional dribble that weren't really going anywhere. He wasn't trying to show your talents. Up front, I'm going to go with Harry Kane. I mean, August, we know it's not, well, August is done now, really, so you should be firing. Had a couple of chances, didn't take them. I'm going to go with Raul Jimenez, because even though his team won, there was one ball, got laid on a plate, finish your dinner, he missed it. It should have been 2-0 to Wolves, so I can't forgive that. Rashford got sent off, so Marcus Rashford's going to complete the front three. So to recap, you've got Cech, you've got Sacco at left back, you've obviously got Fredericks, you've got Lascelles and Dunk in midfield, you've obviously got Snodgrass and Dembele, Felipe Anderson within the 10 role, Rashford, Harry Kane and Raul Jimenez of Wolves complete that. Jack Wilshere could have been in here, Alisson purely just for that mistake, nothing else, Pascal Gross, Pogba for that disgraceful run-up, Xhaka, I mean, he might as well get a membership card to be here, Kelly, Dele Alli, quite a few Spurs players, probably on another day, both of Arsenal's fullbacks, yeah, they just weren't really at it, to be fair. There was quite, even probably a controversial one, but Mo Salah as well, low-key, not really firing as much as he was. It's the season still on, but yeah, man, letting down the fantasy. Kelly of Palace, a few Palace players, to be fair with you, but Saka as well for the silly penalties being conceded. A couple, man, could have been in here, to be fair. But yeah, people, that's my stars and duds of the week for this game week. We'll obviously return after the international break, because sadly, these money-chasing cats, fat cats, want to chase pointless friendlies. So yeah, man, guys, deluded, stay safe, get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out. Thank you for watching, always.